we do, we are not. The consequences are there. We are a proud nation. We have the resources. We have the capacity. Don't let anybody tell you. Like when Joshua, Caleb, and the 10 others went to spy on the promised land. And only 2 of them came to say that we can do it. And the 10 went around the community murmuring, you can't, da 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 da. We are not people of short sight, you know. And we have to move on.
You know, I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Maybe, hey,
Why do you panic?
the way you, Papa, you know, Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it pretty.
Watch Johnny's bite.
You know, I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Maybe, hey,
Why do you panic?
the way you, Papa, you know, Papa.
Figuratively.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Hasbanallahu wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. It's a day after the big Eid. And sadly, all my Muslim friends were talking about anthrax. They kept telling us that the big sunlight is coming, but they never brought us meat. Well, again, we are back. As if we never went away. Yesterday was a good holiday. Sarkodie and Yvonne Nelson are there. I'll give you a theory. Sarkodie and Yvonne Nelson are a red herring. They have been thrown out there so that you forget about their issues. I said this a few weeks ago. I was insulted brutally on Twitter. I don't care, actually. My colleagues who went to Asin North, some of them came back to tell me that they are saying that, oh, Sir Johnny Hughes, no, Johnny's bites, the China, Uchima Bayamideng. Enya we ni wenya wo ferie. So wako pejanda dia wabetia bakasa in the use for unnecessary nonsense. Uchima Bayamideng. Beat me, kill me, like Ahmed Swale was killed. Or like other journalists like Latif and Godfrey Tanam and the rest, Stanley and Armstrong, and the way they are beating. And then what will you get? Elitist group. Bastion of democracy. Doyens of democracy. Now, we are all talking about Sarkodie, and I kept asking myself, 2 a.m. we released the song. When people were jubilating. Let's get back to the issues. Because the media is supposed to set the agenda. Sadly, we have left the politicians, and the politicians are setting the agenda. So when you are a media person and you are asking the questions that get the people thinking and talking, then you become a target for insults and humiliation. Show me the screenshots, please. There's a failed by-election. 9th of July 2015. Gabi Asare-Shudaku was in Kumewu, Asin North as well. I'm not saying he saw people sharing money. I'm not saying he saw the hoodlums. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he heard the gunshots. I'm just saying that he was in Asin North and he was part of the campaign. If that was the campaign, he saw it, maybe, I don't know. He says when 6 out of 10 voters reject you and your vote buying schemes in a by-election in your stronghold, surely it must give you cause to worry. He said this in 2015. Next.
Johnny's Bite.
Now, this is a box of cash. 200 Ghana cedi notes, 100 Ghana cedi notes, 50 Ghana cedi notes. I remember vividly when the 200 Ghana cedis and the 100 Ghana cedis notes were going to be issued. We said how they told us it was going to be for bulk transactions. Today here we are.
Johnny's Fight.
Was the Asin North election, by-election, a bulk transaction? Because the people said they had the monies. Next. Franklin Kujo tweets, put a Facebook and said, James Gyakye Quayson has humiliated the current and the near future of the MPP. The state was used to maltreat him. Alas, when you aim at a king, make sure you strike him dead. Quayson lives. Good evening. And I've seen screenshots from MPP platforms that are suggesting that, look, maybe you should keep the president away from future campaigns and future public engagements of the MPP. Because he went to Odo. And he went to endorse the opponent of the candidates that the MPP had filled, Bannerman and Vanderpoy. Then he goes to Asin North to say that in Faswobia and Opokuso. Bright Simon says what the two parliamentary by-elections in Ghana show is that 1, the opposition NDC is maintaining its level of support from 2020. 2, disgruntled, show the thing please, disgruntled supporters of the incumbent MPP are mostly staying home. 3, NDC has yet to excite non-NDC voters. And 4, MPP has more to fear. MPP has more to fear. Play my first video for me, please.
My people, I told them that if you starve the grassroots and you come to them last minute, they'll vote against. No authority. And I say, I've said it several times, no authority will change the grassroots because you didn't know them. And when you want power, you know them. They will vote against you. And the signal is clear to every senior member of this party not to come openly and raise hands. The 15 chairman and the central regional chairman, or the 16 chairman, they should be ashamed of themselves.
They should indeed be ashamed of themselves. It's a failed by-election. Not BY or BUY. Because we sought to buy the conscience of the people. And the people told us that we cannot take them for granted. Because the people are becoming wiser by each passing day. So don't take the people for granted. The president and everybody else who went to wage that campaign, I'm sure by now they're licking their wounds. This is a wake-up call. Cut down the size of your government, we won't mind you. Reduce your expenditure, we won't mind you. Cut down traveling expensive flight, we won't mind you. Anything you say, do a reshuffle, we won't mind you. Now you see what has happened in Asin North?
Johnny's Fight.
Great embarrassment. Now, nothing beats the will of the people. That's what I keep telling us. Make us fearless, make us cherish fearless honesty, and help us to resist oppressors' rule. It's in our national anthem. The same national anthem that was being sung and the chief said he was not too well and sat down and the president got angry and instructed Henry Quartey to go and do. Does the president abide by the things in the national anthem? And in fact, the preamble of the constitution, the Asin North election shows that the people are now tired of reckless and irresponsible commentary. Like what was said by the president about a matter that is before the Supreme Court.
Johnny's Fight.
Now I think he has put the court in a very tight corner. Already making prejudicial comments. As a lawyer, an officer of the court is supposed to be educating us. Are we really broke?
Johnny's
Because we went splashing money. We are not broke. We are not poor. We're just being silly. Forgive my French. We are not broke. We are not poor. We're just being silly. How do you expect the NAPCO person you have not paid? How do you expect the youth in afforestation guy you have not paid? The NSS guy you owe. The contractors you owe. Statutory payments that you have not honored. School feeding children that you kept hungry for 5 weeks. Schools are back in session. You are still not feeding them. And all those other things. How do you expect them to happily go into the booth to vote for you? They won't complain publicly because when they do that, you will try to shut them down, humiliate them and insult them. But they will go into the booth and silently vote against you. That's the level of the level that people are. Nothing will suppress the will of the people. Was it IMF money we were sharing there? Now, if you tell us that we are broke and that we all need to bedding share, tighten our belt, and you go and you are giving 200, 300, 400 Ghana cedis to people, play the video. Play the last video for me.
Mommy, we're not saying 3 million. Chief Justice number. The number can be friend Busan said the banner. Jatukwesi Jelino Obejelino. Oko Jelini we are. Nanka buy let's just Nanka many said you more. No. What's a man? Chief Justice number. Okay.
So we don't have too much time. But these are the sentiments. They say they have chopped the money. And like Honorable Kennedy Japan told them, collect the money, chop it, swear. Nothing will happen to you. That's how dirty we are. Even on election day, we're doing construction. Hurriedly conjured projects. We're telling the people that we are broke. So where did we suddenly get the money to be doing all those things? And you see why the people will always ask for a by-election? Because they think that whenever there's a by-election, that is where they will get the projects done for them. What crime have we committed? We pay our taxes. We abide by the law. And they should tell the state institutions, the Ghana Police, congratulations to them, Electoral Commission, congratulations to them. If they act fairly and professionally, everybody will be happy. I've seen apostles of the government trying to now sound that the NDC won at Sin North and that nobody is insulting EC and all of that. It was because the EC itself was professional. And the police were professional. But can we take 800 men to every constituency in the final event? These are young people. I want to play my last video for you. Young people. I won't put them beyond 30. I'll put them beyond the 20 and 30 bracket. Young people. Hopefully beneficiaries of free SHS. Listen to them before you go to town with free SHS again. Listen to them.
Me met 20 hours.
Kabio.
Me mama. And me papa. Last time we went this. Jimmy will be able to me as a samadrian. Every NDC, every party for floor.
Thank you. So, scan what you did.
Scan magic.
I'm about to say. Fetch me.
I'm 200.
Yes. Yes.
Magic.
Yes. That's it.
I'm a fan of him.
Yes.
Feed it. I think it's footwork.
Funny from. Funny from.